All right, so welcome everyone. It is June the 19th, 2024, and we're still working with Hope and Mother Mary, the throat chakra, the 10th dimension. There we go. And we will get to the law of karmic dispensation. We've still got a little bit more of hope to do. So I was working with the violet flame, so I thought we could do a little bit of review. So here's our mission with Michael. And I don't know if anybody was reading the post that I put up, but there was a great message from SK all about using the law of change very simply. And then also Michael's mission of peace and truth to really use the law of as above, so below to call in this peace that we're all working on for the planet within ourselves, and then it automatically goes to the planet. And at the same time, invoking the universal law of change with Raj, with SK, for the highest and the best is a very simple way to bring ourselves into that alignment, and then automatically the planet as well. And I've been because I've been so much in bed, I've been all over the internet, and I got caught watching RFK Jr.'s plan for America. It's really detailed. It is amazing. I don't know if anybody's been following him, but he's really got some good ideas. So it's very hopeful. Hope. There's our hope. Yeah.
Yeah, they said he was polling at about 10%. In one of the articles that I read, they thought that that could impact the results of the election
So
for either candidate.
yeah, and there's so many polls that are being undertaken right now. You have to be really careful who's telling the truth and who's not. So there are a lot of entities that are out to really put them down. So I think he's pulling in a lot more support than we actually realize, because he's doing this grassroots movement, and it's kind of, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. But the one thing that really has drawn me to him is his distinct plan. He's got an energy plan. He's got an abortion plan. He has a money plan. He's just he's very, very organized, and it's common sense. It's kind of like the universal laws and the blessings and virtues and the dimensions. Everything that we're learning is common sense, and what he's speaking is common sense. So I'm just standing back watching. Anyways, so here we are. We're up in the throat with hope, forgiveness, peace, trust, faith, karmic dispensation, which is really deep forgiveness of self. And it's really understanding to ask for that forgiveness as well. Go before the karmic board and ask for that forgiveness. So, and we'll be doing that meditation and then probably next week. And then the 10th dimension, which is all about balance and charity and beauty and all these beautiful divine qualities. Okay, so here's Saint Germain. I just wanted to remind us of this. He says, heal your heart, hands on your heart, violet flame to your heart, begin with 10 minutes a day. You are moving the healing through the mental, through the emotional, through the causal, so back out to lifetimes, into the etheric. So etheric is here. This is the soul design, and etheric is also here, and then into the physical. So it's like he's moving the energy in and out of the different fields all around us when we work with the violet flame with him. So every level is receiving the violet flame. So just know, if you're working, if you consciously are working with his flame, like sitting in a bonfire, just know it's going into all the different fields for the healing. Okay. The violet flame helps us make peace with our fears, our ego, to forgive everything. So that works really well with the 10th dimension as well. With the action of torching is understanding of the old and knowing to let go everything that is not of love. When we take the higher condition of the divine flame, we see our core issues, and the false grids are situational responses. So they always go back to the past. Beliefs and constructs, limitations, fears that we are not loved enough or cared for enough or powerful enough. So really, it just goes right back into family, what we witnessed. Bringing the energy of the sacred flame to our sorrows and fears, the doubt, whatever is not of love, dissolves our core issues and the entrenched beliefs, the illusion. The violet flame is inspiration. So just know, if you're working with this violet flame, you could be inspired. You will do transmutation work and transformation, transubstantiation, which is remembering your divinity, forgiveness work. It is the fire within for the burning away of all karma, past, present, and future. So it really ties in with the law of karmic dispensation as well. It is passion, freedom, healing, and creation. The violet flame is the essence of the unknowable at that point of conjunction and love creation with the mother, and a way to know the love of the father as well. So when I have been sick for the last week or so, I was working with the violet flame quite a bit, and I was lifted up to feel that love of the father. It felt like my own father, but I knew it was the divine father as well. So that was extraordinary. Like, I'll never forget that. And then you know that when you're lifted up that high, you're gonna go deep. So there was more work. So just know, like, if you're doing that work and you're lifted up, just know that you're probably gonna be going into the past and really doing some balancing work where you feel not loved enough, not cared for enough, not powerful enough. And then we want to balance those out and be the 10th dimension, the ability to fully participate uniquely with no sense of ego self. So you're not blaming anybody for anything. You're basically bringing it all back to self and realizing that we've attracted things in this lifetime for our own healing. And to know how loved we are. I am loved enough. I am cared for enough. I am powerful enough. I am enough. So that's really good mantras to be saying as well. And that brings you into the still point. So, and then this again is the definition that Saint Germain gave us of the violet flame. It is the essence of the unknowable at that point of conjunction and love creation with the mother, and a way to know the love of the father as well. So it's the perfect balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. And we're going to get into that with the mother describing hope as well, because in hope is the stillness, is that perfect balance of the mother and the father energy. Okay, so, and I did a big infinity sign here because the energy just is continually looping around us and coming into the middle, into the still point, and just know everything is in that still point. Okay, so this throat chakra is connected to our thyroid, to the lungs, to the vocal cords, to the bronchial tubes, and our metabolism. So if we're struggling with any of those organs and systems, just know it's connected to the throat. Connected to really deep knowing that everything is forgiven, to know to ask for that forgiveness as well, and with hope. So bringing yourself into the stillness, into that balance of the mother and the father, out of, with no sense of ego self, as Albert Einstein says. Okay, and here's the color of hope. It's beautiful, deep, 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 deep blue, connected to the stars and the sky and the oceans and anything that's blue, delphiniums. Yeah. And this is kind of like a way to feel about the golden grid that's around the planet. Just know it's all around us and it's all around the planet, and it's connected to us being in that beautiful golden energy of gratitude and joy. So here's our definition of hope. The gift of heart knowing of the presence of God, the only reason for change. It encompasses serenity, total and perfect calm. And you might, if you're doing the deep dive to watch RFK Jr., he does talk about God quite a bit, and how he was a heroin addict for 14 years, and he healed himself just coming into alignment and understanding that God was watching him every move and making all decisions based on knowing that. And it changed his life. He called it synchronicity, and he was working with studying Carl Jung too. And things started happening around him. He's got some great stories. So the ability to understand that very often things on earth are not as they appear, an ability to pierce the illusion of the veil, and to be in the world but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still one with who you are, regardless of externals. So it's such a beautiful definition. So much more than just a wishing and a hoping. And it's that deep twilight blue. Okay, so this is a little bit of a review, but it's good for all of us. Mother Mary said to be truly masculine is extraordinarily beautiful. So everybody carries this golden energy. It's from the left side of the brain to the right side of the body. And just know, like, this is for all of us to participate with and to observe, to watch, because it is the holding of energy, the ability of action to protect. But what the masculine forgot, both personally and globally, is that they had need to feed the goddess within and without. Now that has been reawakened. As you reawaken the divine feminine informs and demands of the divine masculine within to step forward. So the old illusions and false paradigms of what the masculine are simply falls away. So this is everyone's work. And that golden energy is very much connected to gratitude and joy for yourself. That deep, deep gratitude for being here on planet, doing this work. That is so exciting at this time. So here's a little bit of a review of the 10th dimension. It contains the growth patterns of beauty, purity, and charity, the patterning and state of being in complete willingness to share and participate in and throughout the universe. So that's us stepping out into community and sharing. It's so much more, and being able to be in that state inside, remembering how loved we are and extending that hope to everyone. Beauty, to be in a state of beauty, is to be in harmony with all, to become the perfect mirror of all God's creations. And you can think of state almost like a bonfire within, like it's always there, always burning. Joy is always burning within you. Purity, to remain centered when there's chaos, temptation, or lack of harmony. It's very similar to hope, to see, feel, and know clearly what exists, what is illusion. So purity and hope are very similar. Charity, the genuine ability to share all things material, spiritual, and emotional. Heartfelt need to be generous, especially with forgiveness. And of course, the 10th dimension, to be able to do all this with no sense of ego self. Okay, and this is just a bit more about beauty, inner and outer, because Albert Einstein does talk about the 10th dimension of beauty quite a bit. Inner and outer, to be in a state of beauty with all that is in all realms, physical, emotional, spiritual, the ability to create and maintain beauty, to be in a state of beauty, to be in harmony with all, to become the perfect mirror for all God's creations. It is 2 separate colors, magenta and silver. So the 4th eye, which is right at the bridge of the nose, is silver, and then the 3rd eye is the magenta color. So beauty is up here, but the dimension, the 10th dimension, they talk about it being very much connected to beauty. So that's the throat chakra. And within this magenta is blue and red. So it makes perfect sense. Okay, so now this is Mother Mary. When you behold, embrace, become, acknowledge beauty, it is like a breath of fresh air. It is that deep intake of breath that calms you right down. So the breathing connected to the throat is another big piece to this chakra. So if ever you're feeling super anxious, just to take that breath of beauty and know that it's a calming sensation. Even in an urban setting, as you place your feet upon the cement or concrete, take a moment to feel the energy, go down and touch the heart of Gaia and feel the beauty that emanates, feel the air. So she's saying beauty is all around us, even in these concrete jungle cities. And we can touch the heart of Gaia just walking on the concrete. Beauty will keep you serene. It will remind you of the plan. It will restore you. It will refresh you. It will give you the capacity to go back and deal with the human beings. So, yeah, so breathing can center you, just knowing that we're really connected to Gaia and to source too. So it's all around us. But yeah, she's saying, take a moment to feel the energy and go right down to the heart of Gaia, even if you are in the middle of a concrete jungle. And then Graham says, can you speak? You did speak of loneliness and the heart yearning, and a lot of people are thinking about love relationships and what love may look like moving forward. You spoke to the quality that you and Joseph had together, that love, and I'm wondering if you can speak to that and then tie in what we can anticipate with sacred partnerships moving forward. And Mother Mary says, sacred partnerships. And I know that you are speaking of love, human partnerships, but do not forget that you are also in partnership with us. That's super important. That partnership with the mother and the father and our guides and mighty ones. But she says, I will gloss over that. I have referred this day to how the heart, the soul of your being yearns to be part of the collective. Okay, so just know that we're really connected to everyone. That is not herd mentality, that is joy seeking. That is the acknowledgement of your divinity and yourself with another. As you are emerging into your sacred self in, shall we say, clearer balance of your divine masculine and feminine, as that is occurring, sacred partnerships, sacred unions are taking on the divine qualities. Now, in the past, we have referred to it. Women have been married off or have married, and men have married for a variety of reasons, economic, social, political, many of them exclusionary of love and of the genuine admiration. Admiration is a very important quality of partnership. If you do not admire the one that you are with, if you are not in awe of who they are, it is very difficult to continue day in, day out. So yeah, that lesson virtue of awe is super important.
Okay. I was teasing Mel, sorry.
Yeah, no. The key for the new form of love relationships, and many of you, most of you will in fact be entering into a form of relationship, but it is also part of the patterning and the design of Nova being. There are a few who will wish to travel alone. It is not judged one way or the other, but the patterning by and large is to be in partnership of one sort or another. And there are many expressions of that. We do not mean it gender specific, and it does not include judgment, but it includes awe, admiration, appreciation, gratitude, spaciousness. This is something that is often absent in many relationships that we observe. Okay, so all these beautiful blessings and virtues, hope, you know, just knowing that it's here, that truth is here and here. Yeah, it's embedded throughout the chakra system. So focusing on that, your own relationship with yourself in the divine qualities can really help. Focusing on the love and the joy and just knowing that it's fully embedded within you. All this information is embedded within you. And then it is not ownership to be in partnership. And there has need to be the room between you, each to do what you are destined to do, what you choose to do, and what brings you joy, and then to bring that back. So there are things that you will create and co-create together, and then there are things that is important to do by your sacred self, and then bring it the way a child brings the drawing to their mother, and it is celebrated, valued, and cherished. It is unconditional support, not love, that goes without saying. But what has been absent in many human relationships is the unconditional support, and I hear it all the time. well, I'm sorry, I can't support you in that. And I hear that and I wonder why. Child, do you think there's anything that you bring to me? And I say, I can't support you in that. I have said all prayers are heeded and answered, perhaps not in the way that you thought, but nevertheless they are answered, they're responded to. So when someone says, I cannot support you, it is a very curious lack of love. I may not agree with you, I may not understand, I may not have the same vision or understanding of the picture, but I support you unconditionally. And if you are misstepping, I will hold your hand while you rearrange and rebalance. And it's funny because the scales of balance actually look like a human being when you put a heart there. And then, so just know, like, that's the substance that Michael talks about here. Love is the substance, it's the human form and the fuel. So that balancing is the fuel as well. So it's kind of fun to see that. Yeah, it is the removal of condition. This is very important quality of the new relationships. It is the removal of condition. It is a removal of, I will love you if. The if is gone, the but is gone, and the flow is eternal. That is what changes. And when you support and when you come in union with a friend or your divine other, this is how you will experience it. So that unconditional support. So it is very different than the paradigm of relationships that has been present heretofore on earth. Think of it as Gaia. She's never said to you, well, I will support you and let you stay on my planet if you do not sully my face. No, she has always supported you. Okay. And then Graham says, can you express the hope that you feel as you see the light expanding on the planet and the shift, ascension occurring? And Mother Mary says, I bring you back to what I've channeled through Linda so long ago. It is the eternal knowing of the divine. The hope that I see, that I know, that I feel, that I am observing and participating in. The unfoldment is the shift, the growing quantum leap of light. It isn't simply growing quietly or softly. It is jumping like a forest fire. And it is the hope that this will be completed rapidly in your terms and mine. You will do this because it is right and it is in alignment with who you are and what all is. And she says, go with my love, dear hearts, and go with my blessings, and go now with my infinite hope for each of you. Farewell. Thank you very much. So yes, so that hope, that gift of heart knowing of the presence of God, the only reason for change, encompasses serenity and total and perfect calm, the ability to understand that things on earth are not as they appear. Be in the world, but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still, one with who you are, regardless of external. So just being able to stand back and send hope out into the collective. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so we finished up hope today. Are there any questions about what she was talking about? Any comments? Pretty straightforward.
I just want to say, I think that's just beautiful the way she describes that relationship, you know, the relationship, the divine relationship, really, right?
Yeah, to me, it's like our relationship with ourself, even that unconditional support for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Always bringing it back to the self. I think that's the most important thing that we're doing right now. Because if we can be that unconditional support for the self, oh my gosh, everywhere you go, you're extending that to everyone. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And Ken or Lillian?
Yeah, I really like the line about God is the only reason for change. I just think that is really cool.
I agree. Where is that definition? On the big, let's see if we can get it. Right here. There we go. Yeah, the only reason for change. The gift of heart knowing of the presence of God, the only reason for change. Yeah. Yeah, because if we all remembered about Mother Mary and the Divine Father and the mighty ones, oh my gosh, the world would be such a different place. It'd be so different. Well, I was listening to RFK Jr. and he was saying that people that are struggle with addiction, the ones that really embrace the knowing of God, like just believing, the addictions just melt away. And I have to say the same about myself. The more I embraced this information, there's just no addictions left. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think it's a beautiful thing because Prudence was all about us, everyone struggling with some kind of addiction. We all have some kind of addiction. Yeah. Mhm. It's very unusual to not have any addiction here on earth. Mm. Yep, Steve.
I, I think that's a very interesting statement. The gift of heart, knowing of the presence of God, is the only reason for change. Because if you remember what the purpose of life is, the purpose of life is for God to meet God in a moment of our enlightenment, right?
Mhm.
When we realize we're God, God meets God, right? So to say the only reason for change is to have the gift of heart, knowing the present, is right in line with the purpose of life, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And to feel it, to really feel it, I think is the key. When you can feel these divine qualities, oh my gosh, it changes everything.
Mm.
And you're a believer. You're an instant believer. Yeah.
Right. That's
Mhm.
what does it.
Yeah.
Experiment.
Okay. So how about we send out 10 minutes of love? Oh, I know what I can do. I forgot my phone, but I got my clock. Pull it off the wall. There we go. Got my clock. Okay. So yeah, okay. Well, we only did 25 minutes, but that's okay. Let's do 10 minutes of sending. And then we'll call it a night. And Leanne, you can do some sending and then zip out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll send a bit and then I'll leave. So yeah, thank you.
Good. All right. So well, yeah, we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. So yeah, Steve, are you gonna leave?
I'm gonna need to scoot too. Yeah.
Okay. See ya.
I-
Coming. Okay, so I'm just gonna mute myself. Everybody can mute yourself. Yeah, you've done it. Okay, see everyone in 10 minutes. All right. There we go. Oh, somebody sent us a message. Where is that? Oh, I don't know. It's Steve. Oh yeah, it's Steve. Okay. All right. Well, that was good. That felt really peaceful. Mhm.
Yeah, well, that was really good. And your class was really good too. I felt a lot of power in your voice tonight, really powerful and with a lot of clarity. Great class. Thank you very much.
Okay, you are welcome. I feel different. 2
You
weeks
do?
flying around and you're gonna change.
Yeah, you did change, no doubt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Deeper into that, like Leanne said, unconditional support inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent, the whole time I sent, God is the only reason for change to everybody.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. It's so interesting because RFK Jr. has this video out all about addiction in America. It's called America Recovering or Recovering America. And at the end, one of the addicts that's in on a farm asks him about what happened to him, and he talks about his connection to God and how it changed everything. Hmm. Yeah, so he didn't really have to go to any kind of rehab or anything. He did it himself. He does go to the AA meetings. He does talk about that. He doesn't like them. Someone said to him, "Go until you like them," and he says, "I've never liked them, so I keep on going." He's so funny.
yeah, he did talk about that in that other video too. I forget what that one was called, but he talked about all that stuff in that video as well.
Yeah, some of the stories he's been repeating. I've seen so many videos now. I'm like, I'm totally up on his whole protocol. But I find it interesting because he's independent, so he's right in the middle. So it's like the universal laws and the dimensions and everything. It's right in the middle. So he's operating from that place where he knows, God is watching him and he wants to be in perfect alignment. So fascinating.
Yeah, I think he really is in alignment with the laws, that's for sure, at least, in his beliefs and what he does.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's and his voice is getting better. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but it's getting easier to understand him.
So,
Yeah, so I think he's healing himself somehow. Just out talking, talking, talking. Hmm. Yeah. But a good place to go if you want to just go to his Instagram, you can just click on like a video and it'll go to the next one and the next one and the next one. So you can hear him all his plans. And they're really short. They're like a couple of minutes. Hmm. Yeah, so it's an easy way to get what he's standing for. Hmm. Yeah. But I think yeah, we'll just see. Our job is just to stand back and send, not really take any position. Hmm.
that's right. Neutrality is the word.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're learning. That's hope.
It's interesting. The more neutral you become, the more content you become as well. They go hand in hand.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I was working with the publisher lady today, and she wanted me to go into kind of what I'd been through and how difficult it was, when I was married and all that. And then as I was writing it up today, I'm like, there's no blame, there's just facts of what happened. And it's me taking core responsibility because I attracted it all. Hmm. So, and then when you're in that state, you're not blaming anybody, it's really a great place to be doing this kind of work right now. So
Yeah.
it's not a blame shame situation at all. It's just, yeah, that's what happened, and this is now how I feel about it. Hmm.
Yeah, really, that's the only way to clear that stuff out. You have to be neutral.
Hmm. Yeah, so and it's good to just review, like it's like a life review. You know how you do a life review when you go to the other side? We are literally doing that in physical form right now.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we gotta jump on it.
Yeah, so the more you can just view your past from that place of neutrality, you're there. That's the 10th dimension, no ego. Just really be grateful for yourself and no ego. Mhm. So we're there. We're in the 10th dimension where the angels play.
We just need to learn how to stay there more often.
Well, I think it's natural. Like once you hit a certain level, you just stay there. Like it
Oh,
doesn't,
yeah.
no, there's nowhere else to be kind of thing.
Well, I don't think I'm there yet.
You are. You keep forgetting.
Oh, I forget all the time,
Just remember, you're an angel.
yeah.
Mm. Okay, well, this has been really good. I'm just gonna shut down the recording. So thank you everybody for coming and listening, and we'll be back on Friday.